Okay, so you've seen this before this morning, and I'm sure you're very familiar with it. I think probably it's true to say, and the point was made this morning, that we're much more comfortable working at this enterprise level and in the market service environment in this bottom part, and we're probably less comfortable or less used to working higher up that chain. So what I really wanted to do was to go through two case studies from another region of the world where private sector engagement higher up that chain in the market system has really leveraged some positive commercial investment, innovation in services, and increased market access for smallholders. And then we will go in and do some group works. Okay, so firstly, this is a case of ambrosia honey in Ethiopia. And what you've got at the enterprise end of the chain is 8 co-ops, 18% women, who are primary producers. They organise themselves with some facilitation assistance from Oxfam and partners into cooperatives. And they then set up a federation to do some trading work, to access credit from the banking network at better rates, and to help with beehive manufacturing. Through the market analysis of that market map that we saw on the previous slide, Ambrosia was identified as one of the best placed private sector companies. It's a medium-sized company that does national sales and also does exports, to work with Mbaba and with the women's cooperatives. And through a process of negotiation, they were persuaded to invest $3 million by the end of those negotiations in these enterprises here. And how that started was Oxfam being prepared to put 50% of the costs into a training centre for the primary producers to look at improving production efficiencies, to look at getting adult literacy training to women producers, and to look at more market access education and market pricing education. So the first 50% was fronted by Oxfam, and Ambrosia were persuaded to put 50% of those funds into a first training centre. What then happened was that the quality of the honey, the output, was improved, and Ambrosia itself were then prepared to fund 2 separate training centres once a case for improved productivity had been made to them. And finally, what happened was an extra $1 million of investment was then leveraged from the government, with Ambrosia a key stakeholder and leverage point in that conversation, to top that corporate investment. So just to summarise there, what started as a relatively small investment, 50% of costs for a first training centre on quality, on beekeeping techniques, adult literacy, that Oxfam provided 50% of, then became funding for 2 more centres and match funding from the government of Ethiopia, with $4 million leveraged ultimately.